McCready's boyfriend and classmates are brutally murdered at a party in the woods. The quiet suburban community of Sundown Hills transforms into a paranoid nightmare. Betrayal, corruption, and dark family secrets push Lisa dead center into a burgeoning class war where rival millionaires plot to steal the town's future between reliance on big oil and the incoming age of legalized weed, electric cars, and social conscience. As she struggles for answers, the killings continue, and Lisa finds the world she knew is little more than a lie to placate the masses and keep a satanic 1% in power. From the demented mind of Sean C. Baker, author of Murder Virus, A Collection of Desires, and Volume 4, comes Black Gloves and Broken Hearts, a teenage giallo mystery. Available now.
Hello, welcome to another episode of the Horror Vision Horror Podcast. My name is Sean.
I'm Missy.
And I'm Tori.
And we're going to do a full spoiler discussion on Stranger Things Season 5, Episodes 1 through 4.
Woo!
Full spoiler. If you haven't watched it, please, for the love of God, turn us the fuck off and do not come back until you watched it. I don't want to ruin anything for anybody. I'll just say that by the end of the fourth episode, I just was like ready to jump up and do one of those cheesy, like, throw your fist in the air and be like, yeah!
You're going to do the Judd Nelson?
Yes, exactly. Thank you. The Judd Nelson. That's exactly what I was going to do. So first question. Tori, did you rewatch the whole series or did you just go in like kind of off the cuff?
I don't know how many times I've honestly rewatched this series from beginning to end. A fuck ton. And it's one of those things I'd put on too when I was falling asleep. But yeah, I've seen this. Yeah, a lot. a lot.
So you are well versed.
Yeah.
Okay. And Missy, I believe you're the same, right? I know you rewatched it, but I think you also like put it on. You've watched the series several times.
Yeah, I know the series well, especially seasons 1 and 4, because Stranger Things is one of my favorite shows. It's up there with Supernatural and Riverdale for me. I can watch these things anytime. And I will get in the mood and rewatch season 4 in particular as like a big long movie. But I rewatched everything again right before this dropped. But I'm a binger. Like I'll have a day off and I'll watch an entire season of something.
Tori, would you classify yourself as a binger, or is it specific to certain shows a la Stranger Things?
It really all depends. I think I have a tendency to binge, especially if I really get into it. I did binge my rewatch that was like a week before the last season came out. So I did binge that. But yeah, I have binging tendencies.
Okay. I mean, I will binge, but I prefer to watch things as they come out, like as events. But then when I'm playing catch up, obviously, like you have to binge, I mean, but my binge tends to be like 2 episodes tops, maybe, like a night or whatever. So it took me most of November to rewatch Stranger Things, but I'm glad I did. And I just, if you watch season 5 and you didn't rewatch everything, I'm just going to, graciously suggest that anyone, listening that did that, you might want to rewatch it before the next, because I just feel like this show is so well written. Like, there's things, like nothing is taken for granted. Nothing is throwaway. There's a scene in I think it's the fourth episode of season 5, Sorcerer. So the last episode for the chunk we have now, where there's a in season 2. Will and Mike are talking, like Mike is trying to get through to Will as he's like possessed or whatever by the mind flayer, and he's like talking about how they met on the swings and like no one will be your friend. Can I be your friend? And then they're inseparable. And they show us that, right? Like they actually show us that in this season. And that was just one of many moments where I was like, man, it's such good writing. And I just feel like people hate on the show. I mean, your taste is your taste, but I think that it gets a little bit maligned because it's so huge. And honestly, the marketing is a little bit fucking ridiculous. Like I go on my Peloton yesterday and they have like Stranger Things ride. And I was like, I don't really need to have Stranger Things everywhere in my life, right? I don't need the Stranger Things toilet paper. Ooh, slimy. You know, but I think that's something because that happens to me with certain things. I'm just glad it's like I'm glad that I have the gene that makes cilantro taste good and not like soap, and I'm glad that I have the gene that makes
Oh,
me
man.
love Stranger Things because I think it's fucking amazing.
Oh, it's funny.
Where do we begin talking about this? I want to get I want to get both your impressions of it. I want to get some insights. I just generally discuss it. Anyone have a place they'd like to start?
I don't know because I have like so much to say. I guess I don't know, like what's everybody's like general consensus about the first 4 episodes right now? Like
Missy?
love it, hate it, whatever.
Okay. I loved it. I watched all of it in one sitting and have since watched it a total of 3 times. Because I get a little bit obsessive and I like to be fully immersed in things. Um, it I've always felt like they knew where they were going and that they've had stuff mapped out, but seeing these 4 episodes confirms that feeling for me
Mm-hmm.
that they know where they're going. The the minute we saw Max, I'm like, okay, they know where they're going. Because initially, at the end of season 4, I was a little pissed off. I mean, I love the character, but I felt like they cheated by not having her die. Like it lessened the
Agreed.
impact. But now that I see what they're doing with it, I don't feel that way anymore. Um, I like what they're doing with her, and I feel like they know where they were going. Um, it's fun. Everything they're starting to give us answers. Everything is clicking into place, and I love the character development that they're doing with everybody. I mean, for me, characters are always everything with the story. If I don't care about your characters, I don't care what happens to them.
Right.
This is one of those rare stories where I care about just about everybody, even the little side characters. Like I care what happens to almost all of them. So I mean, I think that's amazing.
Yeah, I would agree with that. Tori?
Um, so yeah, I started watching it. I was gonna watch, I think, as much as I could in one night, and I was just burnt out from Thanksgiving. So I did finish it the next day. And for the most part, I dig it. I think it's cool. It is giving us some answers. At the same time, it's a lot of information I think they're trying to give us.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and that's kind of annoying me. Like, hey kids, we're gonna do the turnbow trap now. Hey kids, we're gonna do this. Hey, we're gonna do, you know what I mean? And it almost is too perfect. How, oh yeah, we're gonna do these crazy detailed adventures in these 4 episodes, and we're gonna get it all done in time, and it's just gonna work. So it's just like, I don't know. It's running like a little too perfect for me with that kind of stuff. Um, and I hate to be like nitpicky about stuff, but this is the first season where I've noticed like um, continuation errors in the writing.
Oh, like what?
Okay, like what?
Okay, first of all, so Joyce mentions Will's age at some point. She was like, he was this age when he first got taken by the mind flayer. The age she says is incorrect. From other past seasons, it doesn't make sense. She's aging him wrong. Second of all, like, we get a flashback with Max, right? In the dream, or she's walking through Henry's mind. She goes to the high school where it's obviously all of the kids' parents went to high school with Creel. How the fuck does that make sense? Creel was with the doctor by the time he was in middle school. So all of a sudden he like skipped out of the mental institute and now he's in the high school chilling with him. That doesn't make sense.
I was in the impression that he was, and I'm not saying you're wrong, I'm just saying I was under the impression that he was sent to the nut house. Well, it's not a nut house, whatever. He was, you know, everything that happened with him that left him in government hands, he was in high school already.
He looks young though. If you rewatch season 4, he looks super young. So that's why I don't know.
But so that's one of the things with the show I noticed where there is this thing. There's like a compression that occurs, right? Because 10 years have taken place in our world, but in Stranger Things time, it's like 4 years. It's like 83 to 87.
It started in 83, and then this went to was in 87.
So
it's supposed to be the boys from 12 to 16.
Yeah, and if you look at Will especially, but all of them in the first season, they're not 12. They're just not. They're younger. And if you look at them now, they're not 16. But also, like, a funny function of that is it takes place in the 80s, and what do we know about 80s kids movies? 40-year-olds played kids in the 80s, right?
Right.
So I almost wonder if there's like an element of like, well, you know, if that's like a texture that they considered, but I think it's a matter of compressing it, and I didn't catch the age thing, so I'll look for that when I rewatch it. But it is confusing to me because I'm like, then we open this season with like the kid. They have this kid Luke. I forget what his full name is, but he plays young Will, and he's really good. And so there's, I don't know if you guys know, there's making of stuff. So
okay, I didn't know.
There's a 10 to 15 minute making of vignette for each of these 4 episodes, and they tend to focus on specific things in the episode. And so the first one, I think it is, focuses on young Will and like what we didn't see before. And I really liked that because I've always thought literally since the first time I rewatched season 1, because the first time you watch it's like happening or whatever, but going back, and especially this rewatch, I'm like, so much more happened to him in the Upside Down that we never got to see, and I know they're holding it back. Like, I've always suspected that, because he just was taken by the Demogorgon and went right to his castle and holed up there until they found him. Like, that makes no sense.
Right.
So I was always kind of expecting there to be another shoe there.
Same.
So, you know, I don't know. But you're looking at that kid, and he looks like he's fucking 6 in this season. Like, he looks so young to me.
I gotta tell you, that opening sequence in the first episode pissed me the fuck off. Because when I saw the CGI on that kid, or whatever's on him, I was like, are they making fucking little Gollum? Like, what the hell are they doing?
Watch the making of. There's no CG body double.
Oh god, it looked like terrible CGI.
Dude, they do some CG, but
with the face.
They outline the stunts, like where he climbs a tree and then jumps or whatever, and like that's a woman, like a very short woman. That's his like stunt double, and when you see her, she looks like them. It's just it's really weird. But they talk a lot about their effects. Like most of the people they interview, the Duffers are there a little bit, but it's mostly effect or like art department or like stunt people. It's really interesting, and they talk about how the show is like a perfect marriage of digital and practical effects. Almost everything in it.
Not that first will. That was not a perfect marriage. That was an
I don't know. I didn't mind
abomination.
I
it.
didn't think it looked bad.
I thought it was fucking terrible. And I was like, you know what? If I haven't invested as much time as I had in this show, I would have turned it off right now. But no.
I also think like I was rubbed a little bit wrong at first, but not necessarily because of that. I don't know what it was, but I also know all Netflix shows to me, all of them, as the best ones even. The first, like this one, the first episode of season 3 gets on my tits so bad because all it is needle drops. The writing seems clunky, like because they're so interested in showing you their money. And it was the same thing. I'm not really a big Knives Out fan, but the second Knives Out movie, which was the first Netflix one that they paid some exorbitant amount of money.
Oh, it was god awful.
All I'm like, can you stop bragging about the money you have and just tell me a fucking story? So Netflix is really bad about that, but it doesn't matter because with Stranger Things and with anything good, I think Ozark's the only one that doesn't do that. But it always evens out fairly quickly, definitely by the second episode. And with this one, I don't know, I was on board like within 15 minutes. But I hear you. I definitely hear you. And also you're coming in with a lot of expectations, right? Like
Right.
it's roiling. Like your expectations, I don't know, you have to they can tank something. Definitely.
Right. And we're all afraid of what, is the ending actually going to deliver, or is everybody going to be upset?
Yeah, and I've said all along I thought that they would deliver, and this just more I mean, the fourth episode of this was so fucking good. I was like, I'm not worried at all.
Yeah, see, Brandon
Yeah.
thinks they're gonna Game of Thrones it. He's like, nah, they're gonna fuck it up.
They would have already. They would have already, I think. Because I think, I didn't watch Game of Thrones, but I feel like it started coming apart. Like, I feel like I don't want to get into it, but like, they're filming the final for something that hasn't actually been written, right? So it's like, I don't know. That was problematic
Right.
from the get-go.
And here we think that the Duffers know where they're going with it.
They
And I think
definitely
they
know
always
where they're
did.
going.
Right.
There's that moment in season 4 where they realize that the mind flayer and everything's been Vecna the whole time. And that wasn't something they wrote for season 4. They've known where they were going. You just know they've known that the whole time, which I think is super cool.
Were they
Yeah.
always promised 5 seasons? Or was it like, hey, you're getting 4, and then and then Netflix was like, bro, no, we need one more.
I think I actually read Netflix wanted 6 seasons, and
That's
they were
what
like,
I thought too.
nope, but we have another show that will do. So, I saw something on Instagram yesterday. I don't know if it's true because it's on Instagram. So, that they announced that the spinoff, which there has definitely been, bona fide, like declared there is a spinoff coming after it ends, right? So I assumed it would have been like 8, the character, but it's Nancy and Robin, and it takes place between season 4 and season 5.
Okay.
So again, I don't know if that's like, I saw that as like an announcement, and I don't know.
Well, there's an
But yeah, so-
animated show coming too to Netflix.
That I'm a little bit less inclined to watch, but do you know what the premise is?
I don't. I know that it's supposed to happen like in between seasons, but I think it's more stories with the kids, but it's animated. I didn't look at it real deeply because it's animated. I mean, I'll check it out, but
there's been like comic books for years. I don't care. And also, like, when you start filling in too many, here's what happened, between episode
sometimes it becomes
2 and
too much.
3 of season 3. It's like, who cares? Like, literally, I don't have to watch them wipe their asses too. Like, it's fine.
Yeah. But damn, I will say, I fucking called Collie 8 coming back for years now. Everybody
Well, of
has always
course.
like
Oh,
talked
yeah.
shit about season 2. Well, no, everybody fucking hates like that whole thing where 11 goes to Chicago and meets
Oh, I hate that
Polly,
episode.
and
Yeah.
I don't mind it. I mean, it was necessary. She needed an outside influence outside of her small town.
She
Right.
did. I agree. I totally agree with you there. But I mean, you knew she was. I knew the whole time that's who was behind the
Hmm.
door, right? Um,
Right, because it couldn't be Vecna because if it was
I mean, it would have been
affecting,
interesting if it was Vecna and like the U.S. is working with them, but no, that wasn't going to be the case. But I knew it was a. But I just don't like where that episode is placed in season 9. Or I mean,
okay,
sorry, it's episode 9.
I think it's 7.
Okay, maybe it's 7, but yeah. So
I think it's 7 in a 9 episode series, but
it's like made to be removed. Like literally, you could just take that episode out and it doesn't matter, which is what I don't like about it. I also don't like the like, oh, it's the Invisibles, but it's not. It felt like a
mhm.
Wachowski siblings thing. I was like, stop.
See, I think the biggest issue with it is just all those other characters, like all of her friends that didn't have powers. They were annoying, but 8 herself, I think, is interesting.
Yeah, I do too.
And I think the episode was necessary for the reasons Tori said, but some of those side characters were just kind of obnoxious. And I think that's part of the disconnect with it too.
She needed to she needed to learn from somebody that had been through the ringer too, because that's what I like about Collie is she's a fucking street kid, right? She has this
Hmm.
power, and she's teaching 11 like the scrappy side of it, where all of the doctors and everything have kind of taught her this like nicer way of honing her powers, quote unquote, you know.
Hmm.
That's what I loved
Mm-hmm.
about Collie. It's just she had this, I mean, come on, it's the fucking goddess of what, life and death and destruction, and she's teaching her about this power. Awesome. And I'm so glad she's back. Yes.
Yeah, I'm glad they brought her back. I
Yeah.
mean, I guess there was really no other way for them to do the introduction of that character, right? Because
Mhm.
the seasons are so tight. So I guess when you think about it like that, it makes perfect sense. It always felt just very like pick it up and remove it, and
Because the
but
previous episode is a cliffhanger. And if you're not watching it all together, you want to continue. When you come back to it, you want to see what's happening with them, with your friends. And then we go to these other people.
well, and also I feel like at the time, so the second season, I took it as like a money thing as well, like a money flex as well, because instead of 8 episodes, now we got 9, and it felt like they did this just to spin this off. So now that I know that they didn't do that, so I have a feeling now in the future when I rewatch the series,
It
now
won't
that
bother you
Callie
as much.
is reintegrated, it'll work a lot better. But as of, until this moment, like it's really just been like, why?
Mhm.
But Tori, you bring up good points. Like I hadn't really considered that. Like she does show 11 that kind of scrappier, and she's kind of got it right. She fucks up the bullies in the first season and whatnot, and she can throw down. But like that is kind of where the 11 that really pulls out all the stops. Like in season
Mhm.
in season 4, that's where she comes from.
And I think with this season too, we're getting to me the opposite of what she's been taught, right? 11's been taught to like use bad memory, right?
Hmm.
To harness his power. Where Will obviously harnesses power from a loving memory, like a sweet memory, a good memory, his like love for Will and his friendship for Will. So yeah, that's what I dig. I like seeing like this juxtaposition of it, how we're gonna get this other power um from love and see what it's gonna do.
So, uh, how do you guys feel about the way this ended with Will manifest? I'll just tell you right off the bat, like Will is like my new favorite character. He's not my favorite character, but like there was potential there for so long, and I kept saying
Mhm.
like, God, I just wish there was more for him to do, And so that moment where he fucking stands up and just takes and then wipes his fucking nose, that shot where he wipes the blood from his nose is
Mhm.
so to me it's like one of the most iconic moments of the whole series, and I just am so thrilled. So how did you guys feel about Will's like arrival?
I loved it. I mean, especially I've never cared about Will. He always felt like I've never connected with him, and he always just felt like a plot device. And this is the first time these these 4 episodes, and a little bit that they were doing in season 4, they were starting to build him up. But these 4 episodes really made him feel like a person, a character that I cared about. That that isn't just a plot device.
Agreed.
I mean, and I know a lot of like there are times when like the whole first season he's in it, but he's always disconnected from everybody else.
Mm-hmm.
So it so it always makes him feel like he's not really there. And like this season was like Will standing up and saying, "Hey, I've always been here."
Yeah, like he finally has something to offer. I'm so happy for the character. Tori, what do you think?
I don't know. I was a little. It makes sense when you watch the whole show that yeah, he would have these powers and harness whatever of the mind flayer is in him against him, right? And so it makes a lot of sense, but I don't know. There's something a little. I don't know. I felt a little cheated. It's like for all these other kids that have got this power of how to like kind of work for it, and then Will's like, uh,
Oh, I mean, you can't say he didn't work for it
Right.
because he went through hell.
well, yeah, he went through hell, but I mean,
I
yeah,
mean,
it
he had
makes.
Vecna's giant tentacles shoved down his throat, pumping, Vecna
You know what? Some people pay extra
splooge.
for that, and
Yeah, that's a good point.
so, I mean, I understand why they have to do it, and it works, but I don't know.
I don't think they
I
have
was
to
a
do it.
I was a little disappointed. I'm not gonna lie, but I'm gonna go with
Okay.
it and just I'm gonna be, yeah, whatever.
I have a feeling all of the children that had seen
Me too.
Mr. Whatsit, and I don't necessarily know if I think it's because of his encounter with Vecna. I'm wondering. So, okay, one of the things I just realized recently, Kirsten was reading something. When the Duffer Brothers pitched this, they pitched it as Montauk. And there's a whole, I read about Montauk like 20 years ago. So you've got Operation MK Ultra, which was the OSS turning into the CIA and trying to harvest this is like the men that stare at goats shit, right? So they bring over Nazi
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
scientists, they start fucking around with LSD and benzodiazepine. I can never say that word. Trying to develop psychic
Benzodiazepines.
warp. Thank you. Trying to develop psychic warfare, right, or supernatural warfare. You get the Philadelphia experiment where they fuck around with giant magnets, try to make a naval ship invisible, and end up doing it goes completely awry. These turn into Project Montauk, where they have a base up in like Long Island that's decommissioned, and they start doing experiments there. So 11 and that those Brenner's kids, that's basically like a version of all of that, right?
Mm-hmm.
And 11's mother was, I believe it's intimated, like possibly experimented on in MK Ultra, and
Yeah.
that's why 11 is
Oh
how
yeah,
she is,
The
right?
way
it's
she is.
confirmed all season 2.
Yeah.
So the thing with like MK Ultra, like they dosed entire towns' water supplies with all kinds of shit, like LSD, and then they would have people on hand to see what happens. I think the town. So I don't think it's necessary from Vecna. I think Will and all these other kids are going to end up having powers because the water supply was dosed. And with some people,
Okay.
it brings this out, and some people it doesn't. But I think the Vecna thing definitely triggered it. But I think the thing with Vecna is what Vecna doesn't realize is like, oh, Will, you've opened yourself to me, but it goes both ways. So now
Right.
he also has access to him, right? But I think so. I think all those kids that saw Mr. Whatsit are potentially going to develop powers. I think that's
Mhm.
why he sought them out, right?
See, I thought it was anybody whose head he was in. So like if when Max comes back to her body, she might have something.
Right.
And,
Okay.
and Will, and because it does go both ways, and he's fucking around in their heads. So he's leaving bits of himself in there too. It was a side effect of that.
So Henry and Eleven were both parts of Brenner's program, so they develop powers because of. So I think it's going to follow from that, but we'll see. But so it's not like Eleven and Henry worked for it, but they really worked to like manifest and hone it at a young age. Whereas, who knows, So I don't know. But I was excited for Will. Two characters I thought, I always felt like, I just said this recently too, when we were rewatching like season 3 or 4, I was like, man, the actress that plays Holly just it's like great to grow up with, like, I was part of that, but like I didn't really have anything to do. So I fucking love that they're using her in this season. I think that that's great. And like the second episode, like the vanishing of Holly Wheeler, I was like, oh, nice callback and stuff like that,
Well, I mean, they've been doing cool character. I think they did cool character development with everybody.
Yeah.
Like,
but they couldn't with her before. She was too
too
young.
little.
So
Right.
like I love that it worked out.
And if you go back and watch, Holly has been like
from the beginning. She's
yeah,
always been there.
It's always been.
Well, she's always been there,
her.
but she's done nothing.
Right, but like rewatching season 1 when Holly gets over to the buyer's house,
and it almost takes her.
Yeah,
and
it
she's
almost
following
takes her
the
in
light.
the room. Then, she's the only one to see it at the fair, and her parents don't believe her when it's like coming through the trees.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah,
they're on a Ferris wheel in
That's
season 3.
So
she's always had a little bit of it.
Yeah, once they brought in Holly, I was like, fuck yeah, because they've always been dropping little hints about Holly over the whole season. So yeah,
over the whole series, because she almost gets taken in season 1 at Joyce's house in like episode 3 or 4, like early. So yet another thing that says we know where we're going, because they've been putting these pieces in all along.
Yeah.
And most of them click. I mean, I don't know about the years and the age thing. I trust Tori. I don't tend to really process that.
It's just something you got to go with when you watch fiction in the real world. You know what I mean? It's like...
Yeah, I don't pay that much attention to dates and years in the real world. So, I mean, I'll remember the date he was taken, but not think about how old they should be. Yeah. If they look close enough, it's fine. I don't do the math.
Right.
I gotta dot all my I's and lowercase J's, all right, you guys? So
you're fine. It's fine.
Somebody has to. So I'm glad that you did. I mean, also, I just totally fucking... I mean, this show has me in awe. I don't,
Just the opening with, not the opening, where we get the reintroduction from Robin, where she's the radio DJ.
Oh, yeah. And that was clever.
I love that. Yeah, I thought that was a great way to catch us back up on everything that's happened, what's going on now, what everybody's doing. And it was done in a fun way. And grew the character.
Yeah, she's great. She's
great.
Really come into her own as a character. I really have enjoyed her increasingly with each season.
Yeah, she's like, I've always liked her, but it's seriously gotten, my love for her has grown.
Mm-hmm.
And especially how her confidence has grown throughout the series. And she's like passing, I love it.
Passing it off to Will.
Yep.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. I know. I really like that too. I thought that was a good relationship.
And he needs that. We find the people who we need when we need them.
Dude, that scene where he sees her and her girlfriend like necking or whatever in the hospital, and like the look on his face is so great, because taken out of context, it's like a young pervy kid in the 80s seeing that, but no, he's like, no, it's possible. There's nothing wrong with me. It's possible. You know what I mean? Like I just, and I love the way they follow through with that in the tunnel with their conversation.
Somebody else is like me, and they're living their life, and look at, she's happy.
And somebody else is like me. Somebody else I know. Like somebody else
Yeah.
in my life. It's not just
Mm-hmm.
like somebody like down the street or on TV. It's like, oh my
This is a
God.
real person, right?
Yeah.
And until then, he's always felt alone and different, and like something's wrong with him. And this is the first time he's getting confirmation that there's nothing wrong with me. I'm just different.
And see, this is what I'm afraid of is now that he's confident and has these powers, he's gonna get killed at the end of the fucking series.
Well, he might have to. I mean,
He
I don't know.
might.
I've always kind of felt that you're not gonna be able to kill Vecna without him dying as a side effect.
I don't know that that's so. I don't know that that's true now. I had thought the same thing.
Yeah, maybe not
Um,
now. He may be able to bypass it now. We
well,
don't know.
also since eight's there, so now that you have 11, 8, and Will, I mean, I'm kind of thinking like Vecna really
Well,
is.
and Max is going to get back in her body at some point. So if she
Yeah.
has we might have an army of 4,
Okay.
and that's a
Listen
pretty
to
strong
or
4,
12 with the other
right?
kids.
If we count the Mr. What's It kids.
I want to see Derek kick some psychic ass.
Delightful Derek.
Delightful Derek.
And you're all gonna die.
Tori, you said all your love is reserved for Derek.
Oh my god, that kid starts a fucking cult to get the kids to listen to him for Mr. What's It. Oh, I love that kid so much.
I thought I was gonna hate him, man. His like first couple
Thought I was too.
on screen performances, I was like, oh fuck this kid, man. I was like, just
He
kill
was
him.
funny
man.
though.
He was good. It was good. He was good.
Yeah, it's okay. It's just visualization. My mom does it when she's out of Vienna.
God
Like
damn
one
it.
of the best lines.
And the teacher's like, yeah, okay.
He's like a PC version of Cartman.
Yeah, that's a very
Oh,
that's
okay.
a very good.
I haven't watched
But you
that
know who he
South
is.
Park, and right. I would. She's right on, but I never would have thought of that.
So I heard this. Okay, so listen to this. In season 4, you remember Erica joins the campaign for Vecna, right?
yes.
Yeah.
What does she have to do to beat Vecna? She has to roll a 20.
Yeah.
What's 11 plus 8 plus Will? It's 20.
Oh.
Oh.
They've been telling us the whole fucking time.
That's really interesting.
That is really interesting. Good catch. I don't math. That's something I
don't
like,
math.
I would
like
not
that.
have connected something like that.
And
I
then
don't
Brandon had a crazy theory too, because he was like, all right, in D&D, the only other person that's almost as strong as Vecna is this vampire dude, and he tells me this thing about this vampire dude. I don't remember, right? And he's like, he looks like Eddie. He's like, how much you want to bet Eddie comes back? Because obviously Max is still alive, and he's a vampire that's gonna fucking kill Vecna.
We
I'm
saw
like,
Eddie die.
no, I know, but
There's a theory out there that Kirsten told me about that's like
Eddie
there's some
lives.
D&D character that's like Vecna's general or something that
Yeah,
Yeah, it's a
somehow they
vampire.
tied it in
There
Eddie,
is.
but
It's old lore.
I would be pissed off if they brought I mean I adore Eddie, but like don't do that comic book
Yeah, we
shit.
saw him die.
Like don't do
He
that.
had a good death. Just leave it.
You know, and the thing with Max, I love Max's character, so I didn't want her to die. It's the way they did it.
Yes.
Because they did it twice where you see those, they edit together those flashes of all these moments in her life, and then she doesn't, I was like, fuck you.
Mhm.
So I still, even though I really like how they're using her right now, that still a little bit sticks in my craw. I mean, I forgive, and again, ultimately, like even Ted and what's her name, the Wheelers, I was like, how are they not fucking dead? Everybody's like, we know they're going to kill people this season. I'm like, do we? I don't know if they're
Oh, I
not
think they're
dead.
gonna. I think we're gonna get them at the end.
Ted used to just be like the shitty, like I'm asleep on the couch for my whole life father, and like he's developed into somebody that I consider a problem.
yeah, like I don't want Mrs. Wheeler to die, right? But I'm like, dude, really? She took a fucking 2 blows like that hardcore from the Demogorgon and she's alive. That thing fucking swiped the shit out of her throat and she's
Mhm.
living. Oh, come on. Come on.
Yeah, I think they kept her alive for motivation for Nancy, but it's still, I'm really like, so if the Wheelers live, and okay, obviously, let's talk about the guillotine, right? Because there's like, I fucking love Steve. I mean, he's just got one of the best arcs of all time.
Mhm.
I'm not alone here. I feel like everybody loves Steve, but he feels like the person most likely to die because he's just the guy that's like, okay, we got to do this insane thing. He's like, yeah, I'll do that. That's fine. And
No, he's gonna die.
so who do you think is going to die, Tori?
Steve, Hopper. I had someone else too.
Maury?
Dustin.
Oh, he's my second favorite. That would kill me.
Yeah, Steve and Dustin are my favorites too, and Eddie.
Hopper's got to be like the older sacrifice, right? Steve, everybody loves him. And the other thing that's confirming my Steve is going to die is in this season, he's like super competitive with the other buyers, right? They're going back and forth.
Jonathan.
Anytime you see that, motherfucker's going to die. One of them's going to die. And they're going to have the dramatic, no, you go be with her. It
also
Yeah, I think
solves the love
Jonathan's gonna
triangle
die.
problem.
end scene, and then Dustin, he's really like, I don't give a shit anymore. Eddie died, everything's fucking terrible. Like he's super depressed. So his whole like living on the edge thing is kind of making me nervous that he might he might die as a sacrifice. But who knows? I'm prepared for everybody dying, unfortunately.
Missy, do you have any guesses?
Yeah, I think they're gonna. I mean, I think they're gonna hit us with the deaths in the last couple episodes.
Mhm.
I didn't really expect them to do anybody in these first 4.
Yeah, what the fuck, man?
Yeah, I mean, I'm not surprised the Wheelers didn't die, or what, because I think it's going to be those last couple episodes that are just going to hit everybody. I think either Steve or Jonathan, and I'm going to be upset either way because I love them both.
Mhm.
One of them is going to die, but I'm not sure which. I still feel like Will's probably going to die. I think you're going to that he's going to die if they kill Vecna. So I don't know. I agree with Tori on Hopper, and I mean, actually, let me rephrase this. I think Will or 11 are going to die, but I'm not sure which.
Yeah, I think one of the Byers brothers will die. I don't know which one, but I think one Byers is going to go.
All right. If Jonathan Byers dies, then I think 11 will die and Will survive. If Steve dies and Jonathan lives, then I think Will die.
Interesting. I gotta say, like, nothing against 11 at all. I think she's an awesome character. But I saw something where it was like, I don't know, or Kirsten was reading me some post where it was like, somebody put up like, I'll be devastated if these people die. I won't care if these people die. I'll be mildly sad if 11 wouldn't even move a needle with me. I mean, I love the character, nothing again, but I just, I would be upset because obviously, like, even just her and Hopper's relationship gets to me, right? It's emotional. So it's not anything against the character, but I'm way more nervous for other characters, and also 11 seems like, I don't know. There's something about her that's like she's so powerful that she's already kind of like she's lived in a way. I don't know. That doesn't really exactly make sense, but it's hard to describe what's in my head, but I feel like Hopper, he's another one where I love him. They've kind of, rugged us a little bit with him where it was like, he didn't die and then but which is fine. I was glad he wasn't dead. But I remember when season 3 ended initially, when it first dropped, I was
Right.
like, oh my God, he's dead. I was like, oh, this is awful. Um, I felt like Maury was a no-brainer, but now I'm hoping. I mean, I hope he doesn't. I hope none of them die. But then,
Right. We like all
you
of them
know,
now.
Yeah, it's to
but
the
also
point
the
where it
death
all
will make it
hurts.
mean more, right? So
Right.
it's so wow, it's tricky. It's like I almost can't even really choose because I'm paralyzed by fear.
On certain, I don't know, certain characters like 11, she's always felt like I just kind of accepted when I started watching this story. She's a doomed character. She's probably going to die. Like
Yeah, that's a
she
good way to
just
say it.
always felt like. I mean, and that's fine. That's the story. It- so it wouldn't hit me the same way. I'd still care, but I mean, honestly, like I expect lots of people I love to die. The ones that I will be most upset about would be Steve and Dustin.
Yeah, same.
And I'm hoping they they get out okay, but you know,
What do you guys think? Like, I love Dustin. So the fact that the kid we know, Dustin, right? You look back on his like arc and who he was through all these other seasons. The fact that he gets jumped at Eddie's grave and he fucking
he fucking
gives
fight.
almost as he gives better than he gets because he's 1 versus 4, right?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he kicks some fucking ass and he takes a serious beatdown and basically just gets up and is like, yeah, like the scene where they
Right.
run into him and he's like, yeah, I fell off my bike or whatever the fuck. He didn't even tell them.
No, but
That's amazing
I
to me.
I love Dustin. I've always loved Dustin, and I see lots of people complaining online that they don't like where they're going with his character. Um, it's
It,
actually one of my favorite things about this season because I mean, it not only is it a very genuine, honest depiction of grief, but
Yeah.
just we grow up and the people that are close to us, we take pieces of them in, like we carry people with us
Yeah.
who make an impression. I mean, even if it's a simple, stupid stuff like how we take our coffee or a song we hear on the radio, but I like that he's carrying Eddie with him. I relate to what he's going through, and I mean, I think it's incredibly well written. The actor's doing a fantastic job, and it's honest, and you don't see that kind of depiction very often. I like seeing. I mean, yeah, he's broken and he's in pain, but I like how fucking strong he's gotten to. Because when he gets jumped and Andy's in his face and he starts telling him about how he defeated Vecna's cultists and he cast prismatic spray and fucking love that scene.
Yeah, it was a
And yeah,
great
he got his
scene.
ass kicked, but he fought hard.
Yep.
well, what's a bunch of bullies compared to like fucking interdimensional beings that you've been fighting since you were
Yeah.
12?
Good point.
Um, and
And it's amazing to see that in all of them.
Yeah.
Because even when my one of my favorite scenes is when Andy is harassing Dustin in the hallway. He rips the shirt. It's the first time we see Lucas, who usually irritates the shit out of me. Lucas, who has always been looking for everybody's approval, gets right in his face and reminds him, "Hey, remember when my sister kicked you so hard in the balls you couldn't walk for a week? I'll kick him so hard they'll pop like water balloons," or something to that effect. But then Mike, who also always got picked on and beat up, comes around the corner completely confident they back the bullies down and
Yeah.
don't bat an eye.
well, I mean, yeah, it's an honest depiction about growing up. Dustin is grieving, but he's also a shitty teenager, right? Or a depressed teenager. Um, uh, Lucas was kind of an asshole, right? But after
Right.
the jocks treated him like shit and his friends, and he pretty much lost the love of his life. Yeah, he's gonna lighten up and change, and that's what I like about Lucas, especially in this season, is
Yeah.
him maturing.
I've never liked him before. He's a dick all the way back to the first season, and this season I'm like, thank you for finally arriving.
But there's sometimes that kid you went to school with that was just a little fucking prick, you know what I mean? Just because that was their MO. But I love it. He's grown up now and he's still there for Max all the time, trying to be a lifeline, trying to bring her back. And yeah, I don't know. All the kids are wonderful.
Yeah,
I
they
mean,
really are.
adults,
I, I
adults.
I will say one of the things that occurred to me, I just remembered it, that really makes me afraid for Steve, writing wise. So the animosity, the relationship, the way, one of the great things about season 2 is like not only Steve becomes like a good guy, quote unquote. That's really like
Mhm.
broad stroking it. It's not just like a comic book turn, like I'm a good guy. Like
Right.
it's a great like gradual thing that
Mhm.
happens, and him and Dustin becoming buddies, right? And that was so great. And then that hangs on in 3, and in 4, Eddie kind of supplants Steve. And like Kirsten was saying, the thing with Steve is he showed Dustin how to like kind of put on airs to be confident, where like Eddie was just like, I'm Eddie.
Mhm.
I don't do my hair. I don't tell people what they want to hear. Like I'm Eddie. And so I think he sees something, a difference, even though maybe he doesn't quite know it. But so there's this animosity this season between Dustin and Steve, right?
Mm-hmm.
That makes me think Steve's going to die, because think of the moment where like
Oh yeah.
the walls between them melt on the
Right.
deathbed. Like I was just like, oh man, that really makes me nervous for Steve.
Yeah.
But then I'm like,
Well,
dude, are the Duffer brothers really going to do that to Dustin? Like, they take away
I
Eddie,
hope
now they're
not.
going to take away his Steve.
Right.
I don't know.
Yeah. Please leave Dustin and Steve alone. But I think it's two things. One is what you're saying, Sean, because Steve always he helped him be more confident, but he wanted to change things about him.
Yes.
Eddie didn't think he was broken. He never treated him like you need to change anything. You're good the way you are. I think the other part of the conflict is that he's pushing Steve away because he lost Eddie, and it'll hurt more. So he's trying to cushion himself for if he does lose him. He's keeping him at a distance now.
Yeah, and I think Steve and Eddie are a lot more alike. Again, I think Steve is, like you were saying, he's more obsessed with image and how other people
Right.
perceive him. Where, yeah, he gave Dustin that confidence, but Eddie told him, nah, be yourself, dude, and just fucking who cares?
Yeah, but Missy, you're right. I hadn't even thought of that. The idea that he's pushing him away because he's afraid to lose him, you're 100% correct. I didn't even think of that.
And he's hurting. He's lashing out at the
Right.
people he loves the most, this poor kid.
Right. And I mean, they're constantly fighting monsters and seeing all this bad shit. Like, I already lost one of my best friends and it's killing me.
Right.
So he's pushing people away. He might not even realize he's doing it, but
He doesn't.
I see it because I have a lot of Dustin in me. So I understand where he's coming from, and my dad's dying, so I think about it a lot.
Right. That makes sense. Not that like I love the character or anything, but does anybody else find it weird that like Argyle's just gone?
I really liked him, but he didn't come, the actor wasn't coming back. I think
It's just weird because he was
They
in
didn't offer
Hawkins.
him.
Right, but like it just feels a little weird. Like, why did we go through? I mean, it's fine, whatever.
but also a year has passed. They're all back in Hawkins. He's from California. He's not invested in Hawkins.
Yeah,
These are
that's
not his
true.
people. Like, why would he stay there? Why wouldn't he
Also,
go
he was
home to his
probably like,
family?
"Look, bro,
Right. He helped his
hellscape
friends,
coming in.
but
I'm leaving."
But why would
Yeah.
he stay there when his family's back in California and he's not really part of it? So I mean, I don't know. I think it's fine.
It's the whole like Hawkins thing. I guess there's like the quarantine, but I guess it's just if you decided to stay, you're there, and if you wanted to leave, you could leave. Because the way I took it at first was like when that shit happened at the end of the fourth season, military comes in, clamps it down, and so I was rolling with that for the first until Maury showed up. I'm like, wait, oh, so you can
Well,
come
but
and
he's a
go?
smuggler. I no, I don't think you can come and go. He's a smuggler. He gives him a
But they're
fake
letting him
name.
in.
Yeah,
Only
but
with papers and stuff.
with fake papers. He gives him the name Austin somebody. He's a smuggler. And he's hiding the grenades under the lettuce and he's got a smuggling compartment for the he's a
But
smuggler.
so then what I guess what I'm not well I guess he didn't live in Hawkins anyway, right? Or
No,
did
he
I
lived
don't know.
he lived off grid, like far away.
Yeah.
Okay.
In
So
like a compound.
yeah, I remember the compound. I just wasn't
Yeah.
sure where it was. But they do reference it being further away. I remember that from when Jonathan and Nancy go there the first time. And then Joyce and Hopper. I love Maury.
I do too.
Okay, so we saw like was it the end of season 4 or the beginning of season? It must have been the end of season 4 where like so you get like the hellscape comes in, right? Like and then all these people are leaving.
That's season 4 after it splits.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, right. Okay, yeah, because we get that like 35-minute coda after the action where it's like where Dustin sees Eddie's uncle and like people are putting up the missing signs and blah blah blah. Okay, yeah.
Because it's locked down. You like regular people can't come and go.
So then, how
You
did
can't leave.
Argyle leave?
Probably right in the beginning, though.
Okay.
I mean, they're not going to get it locked down immediately.
It's again. I mean, the character was fine. I don't need him to be there, but I feel like there was no acknowledgement whatsoever. And we went through a thing,
Especially him going through like a government base and all that.
Right.
Yeah, like a
being
phone, because
recognized.
something would have been. I just, but also, one of the things I was going to say while we were talking is like, they've added characters now, and like it just doesn't feel crowded to me. I don't feel like anybody gets the short end of the stick at all.
Well, and some of them are characters that have always been there. That like Holly, she feels like a new character this season because but she's always been there.
Well, no,
just
and
using
I
her
don't
now.
even necessarily mean. I mean, they add them insofar as like there are these pre-existing people, but they're kind of in the background, and then you can bring them in and focus on them more. But it's not like to
Tina.
do that you have to cheat somebody else. Wait, say again.
Like Tina, the girl she injects.
Oh,
Erica
yeah.
has been talking about Tina for
Tina all
seasons.
along.
Because Tina is
Right.
always Tina always backs me up. Tina
Right. And,
That's right.
And Lucas
Oh, God, that
tells
was a
her,
great
you know,
scene.
you can't tell mom, you can't tell Tina, you can't.
And then
In
we
one
meet
of the
Tina.
seasons yeah,
Oh, it was great. And then she fucking injects Tina.
that was funny.
Oh my God.
And then oh man, it's funny. I think it's season 4, Erica talks about playing D&D and how she like poisoned someone she was playing. And then she fucking poisons her friend
Yeah.
Tina. I love it.
Oh,
I love Erica.
yeah, she's great. It's
I love when they interrupt her favorite class and it's Mr. Clark.
yeah, I know, right?
And why wormholes are neat.
And the wormhole is the same it's the same design as the picture Will drew.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, I think okay, so I have a theory about Holly.
Okay.
I think she was taken because she has a power.
Yeah.
Why do you guys think she was taken at all?
Oh, I think you're right. I think
Is it power?
anybody Henry targeted, I think
That
he's
has
able
something.
to know who's going to manifest powers.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So
Any of the Mr. What's-It kids.
do
Yeah.
we
Have
really
something.
believe though Mr. What's-It is bad? Because okay. why would Henry, Mr. Whatsit, give Holly music when that's a way to like defeat him, kind of?
That's
Why
interesting.
why would he make her visit so much nicer than like Will's visit?
But he's
I think he's
going
So
after them
learned.
so
completely differently.
but
Last
Yeah.
time he tried to scare them. This time he's trying to, be nice to them and get them to come with him and trust him.
see, what if
He
Mr. Whatsit though is good? Because Mrs. Whatsit in Wrinkle in Time is good. What if that's like the last bit of Henry's consciousness that's good? Like his last
Oh,
remaining good memory.
That's
that
an
could be.
interest. I don't know a wrinkle. I know of the book, but I've never read it. So
Mrs. Whatsit is a character in the book and she is like good. She's trying
okay,
to help the main character get out, right? Um so he's Mr. Whatsit. So that's why I don't know. Is he really good? Is that the last remaining good and he's really trying to protect her? Um because obviously the canyon is a bad memory for him because he's scared of it, or
he's scared
Yeah.
of it. He
Vecna is
won't go
scared of
in.
it.
Hmm.
So I don't know. Is that like bad memory slash Mr. What's it like the last good bit and they're protecting it?
Oh, that's very interesting.
Maybe. I mean, because also when we're in that, we're in like memory world. So it's like a third world that we're in. And even when we see when Max is telling her story and how she's hiding in the cave and everything, when we see him, Vecna, he's not Vecna, he's Henry. So in this place, every time we've seen him, he's Henry. So maybe it
Yeah.
is like the last bit of his humanity. Max is trapped in his
Well,
memories.
yeah, but then don't we see the kids because isn't there the cutaway to Holly where she's like basically cocooned and being fed through the tentacle?
Yes, we
Um,
see a flash
yeah,
of that at some point.
but that's
So
just
it's
somebody's vision. You know what I mean? That's not always.
okay. That's
Well,
fair.
that's
That's
probably
fair.
where her physical body is.
But that's what I'm saying though. Well, although so it could still be
But
that
her
Miss.
mind is
It
like,
is.
yes, I believe she and all the other missing kids because there are because the Demogorgons got them. There and Will, when he drew the mind flayer with all the extra legs, had said there were already like three other kids there. I think all of those kids are in those cocoons with the.
Yeah, they are. They are. So actually, but this is interesting then. So Tori, actually, what you're saying makes a lot of sense because so you would have Vecna would have not even be aware of this world that's taking place where like Henry is giving Tiffany tapes to people and making them with donuts or whatever the fuck. Um, so it could be, and this would lead into an obvious advantage, something they could tap into and leverage in the final confrontation. If there is an aspect of him that's still good, and it's Mr. Whatsit or Henry, right,
Mhm.
in this memory world, then that could come into play and they could leverage that against Vecna. So that seems like, and the music right there, like, why would he give her music? That's, wow, that's really interesting.
Yeah. Why would they? Okay, so they made this huge wall in the middle of the Upside Down. I think he did it, yeah, to protect his last bit of humanity and Holly that's down in there. But who knows?
Well,
There's so many ways it's gonna go.
but that's real interesting what you said about music too, because even they call it. I didn't catch it. That I mean, I did, but I didn't think about it. But when she's talking to Max and Max gives her the whole story, Max even calls it out about the music. That
Yeah.
music
Mhm.
has a way of reaching you in the darkest places. So I think there's more to that Tiffany song than I gave credit to. Like I think Tori's right on that. Hey, I'm just happy it's not fucking Kate Bush because I hate that song with a
Oh,
bloody
I love that. I
passion.
love Kate
It
Bush.
gets stuck in my head every time.
I'm partial to her first record, but I love that record, and that song is fucking fantastic. So, but I was
Man,
gonna
yeah.
say it's so interesting that like Holly would totally be listening to Tiffany, and the older girl Max would totally be listening to Kate Bush, and Eddie would totally be listening to Metallica. Like it's so perfectly
Metallica.
like it's aligned with everything I knew from my childhood. It's like yes,
Hmm.
it's archetypal. Yes, it's exactly right. Um, I keep thinking of Gerald from the Comic Bug. Gerald, if you're listening, love you, man. But he's like a huge metalhead, but he's also a huge fan of Tiffany. Just
Oh
love.
man.
I love that so much. Like I don't know, and I don't know any Tiffany song other than her cover of "I Think We're Alone Now."
Me neither.
That's it. It's a fine '80s pop song. Not something I'm putting on a mixtape, but I hear it. I'm like, oh yeah, yeah, I know that song.
Yeah, no more Debbie Gibson.
I mean,
Tiffany.
it's kind of tit for tat, right? They're like the
Excuse me?
well, I
Tiffany
mean,
Tiffany didn't have
they,
perfume. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
they're kind of the version of who I know pop, but I don't really know like the ecosystem of pop, but like they're kind of the Britney Christina of the '80s in a way where it's like it's like
Okay.
you're either team one or you're team the other. I feel like I don't know, maybe I'm wrong.
I don't know. I didn't listen to any of that stuff. I was listening to Metallica and Iron Maiden.
As was I. Um, favorite moment from this season so far, Missy.
Gates are like peanut butter boppers, right?
That's a great one. God damn, is that another just killer Steve moment? God damn, so good. And I don't know what a
And
peanut butter
Dustin
bopper is, but I
screaming, "It's
want it.
not like a bopper! It's not! It's not!" And then and they get through, and then they're all laughing.
Fucking love
That's
it.
my favorite moment.
He's
Love
so
it.
gonna die, you guys.
Ah.
Probably.
He's getting murked so hard.
What about you guys?
Oh man.
Scene moment, what like it doesn't have to be a moment.
Yeah,
Scene moment.
anything.
I there's two that really stick out, and it's Vecna when he's like destroying the army. He fucking just like splits his fucking vine hand into some dude's head and like
And
Oh,
it goes
from
through the
behind.
eyeball.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
I
it's
was
That
like,
looked
amazing,
real cool.
amazing.
I was like, oh
Amazing.
shit, that's the most graphic thing I've ever seen on this whole fucking series.
And I love it.
That and motherfucking delightful Derek. Franklin, I've seen what's coming, and you have no idea. Anything he said, any of his lines, the little shit ass, he was fucking perfect.
Way he would be proud of you.
The way like he laughed when his dad passed out, I was cackling so hard.
Yeah.
Oh, his family was just evil, as Lucas told us.
Oh, and then him being Tina's little brother is
Yeah. Perfect.
so good. So good.
I unabashedly love the fucking tracking, the Steadicam sequence. And dude, I mean, when shit goes down and the Demogorgons come out of the ground on the military
it's
base and it
great.
switches to the single camera, the Steadicam shot, which by the way, Nick Muller is the Steadicam operator. And the behind the scenes on 4 is largely about that sequence. And they show
Okay.
him he studied fucking dance and applied dance to how he followed and choreographed himself to their movements.
Makes
And
sense.
Oh, that's cool.
when you listen to them talk about how like there is so much shit going on in that sequence, it is it's unbelievable. The scale that's happening there is like there's like the very famous True Detective season 1 Steadicam shot, which I will never speak ill of because I fucking love it. But there's not nearly as much going on in that as there is in this. I mean, there is so much shit happening, and he catches all of this stuff, and it's also everybody else involved, where they're like, in the Frankenstein making of, Del Toro talks about how, like, I won't, he says it so eloquently, of course, but like, a director, like everybody else is like the orchestra, and the director is like the orchestra, the conductor, right? And he's making sure it all syncs together and becomes this, and that's really on display for that sequence. I thought it was absolutely fucking fantastic, and just like, and the characters all have their moments to like shine and do their thing. And like, I love Mike, who I mean, Mike's fine, but Mike is kind of the guy that I'm like, I don't know, whatever. But I love his constant, like, just look at me this way, like, I love that. And he's kind of picked that up from Steve, where now he's looking out for the small fries, right?
Oh, he's the DM. He's growing more into it. I've always liked Mike. He reminds me a lot of Peter, because Peter he's been our DM for ever. And by nature of being the DM, you are constantly wrangling your friends. No matter what kind of role-playing game you're playing, whether it be D&D or Shadowrun or Pathfinder or whatever. And Mike has always been that, but he's growing into a good leader.
Mike's the heart. Mike's always been the heart.
Right. I've always loved Mike. He doesn't get enough credit.
Well, Mike isn't like the brawn, right? Lucas is like the muscle. Mike has always been the one, I think, there for everybody, and just to give them the shoulder to cry on, and almost like a Steve, where he kind of gives him confidence. But yeah, he's very like nurturing.
He's getting better at it, though.
Yeah,
the scene with his sister is real sweet too.
Yeah,
when he gives her Holly the heroic and tells her about Mike the Brave and that she doesn't need Mr. What's-It.
Yeah, that was great.
But I mean, they all get their moment to shine. Like, I love when Robin talks to Will and tells him about her crush that crippled her, and how she learned to accept herself, and now she's rocking Robin, and she's awesome.
Yep. Yeah, really good character. They all are. It's just so well done. It's I mean, you can, again, your taste is your taste. People can not like it, it's fine. But I feel like anybody that's like, that's garbage, is just wrong, because it's so well done. The characters are so complex. They all have so many sides to them, and they're all so unique from one another, but also they're people and it's just, man, I don't know. I just feel like this is huge. So we got 4 more episodes, I think it is, coming for Christmas.
We get 3 episodes.
Oh, and only 3? And then the 4th is New Year's.
There's only 4 left, and then the last one is New Year's, and it's 2 hours.
That I'm gonna try to go to the theater to see if they play it here. I'm not gonna go on New Year's to see it, because I'm just not going out on New Year's. But if they have it like the 1st, I'll totally go.
Good luck. I want to sob at home.
Yeah, that's a good fucking point.
We're going to lose people we care about. I'm good. I don't need to be in a crowd to do that.
Anything else that you guys want to bring up?
No, I feel like there's just so many like paths we're gonna go down, or this could go down. I can't, like, my brain gets overwhelmed. Like, I'm excited to see what's gonna happen. But yeah, I'm just overwhelmed with ideas.
All right, I'm just excited. Thank you for releasing this over the holidays, to give those of us who don't like the holidays something to look forward to.
That's awesome.
Because
man,
I hate the holidays, and it's usually a bad depression time for me. And it's I'm excited about Stranger Things.
I'm thinking we should come back and do another one of these after it's all said and done. Not like after the next three. Like we'll just wait for it all to be done and then we'll watch it. By then maybe Ray will
That's
have
fine,
seen the
'cause it's a
second
week.
episode.
Because it's only going to be a week between, so that's
Yeah.
fine. We may as well just see the end and then
Yeah.
come back and spill our guts.
Cry about it.
Yep. Lament all the characters
I
that we
mean,
lost.
there'll
that
be a
we're so
lot
upset
less
about.
to say because it'll be done, right? Like there'll be what's going to happen. Well, we already know what happened. So until that point, thank you both for coming on. Like I've been dying to talk to you guys. It just I've just been
this was
dying to
fun.
talk to you guys about it, and just to hear like there's so many things I knew that I had missed, or that one or both of you would like say something, I'd be like, oh, of course, of course. So, but yeah, that's Stranger Things season 5, 1 through 4. This is a Horror Vision. I'm Sean.
I'm Missy.
I'm dipshit Derek. Delightful.
Delightful, Derek.